If you remember, 2 decades ago, if India had to go to global forums, India went there mainly to listen and at max learn. But when we are talking about today, World Economic Forum in Davos in 2026, we see India has not gone there just as a participant. It has gone there as a claimant. What do I mean by claimant? Because India is not being labeled as a future economy anymore. India has arrived as the economic rising powerhouse, and this arrival has been marked at the World Economic Forum. Hello everyone, welcome to Vajram and Ravi's Flash News. My name is Shubhangi Singh, and when today we are talking about India's economic outreach at World Economic Forum, we are going to discuss in detail that why our presence at World Economic Forum with our states is so important for our economy, how this presence matters, why our contributions to such global forum matters, and what is going to change from it. And I would like to start with this very picture where we get to see who has secured rupees 1 lakh crore investment, and that is just the starting point of showing what potential that actually India holds if we actually get to demonstrate our potential. So in this context, we will be starting from scratch, and when we are starting from scratch, first we will be understanding about this very forum that is World Economic Forum. When we are talking about World Economic Forum, it is basically a Swiss-based international non-governmental platform, but it serves as a global platform so as to ensure that private as well as public sectors get to participate and also cooperate. Now, World Economic Forum started back in 1971 and it had a very humble beginning as a non-profit organization itself. But over the years, it has served important purpose where it has brought leaders, business, policy makers together to solve the global challenges. And this is where we get to see the important role of annual meetings that take place at Davos. Now, the annual meeting of World Economic Forum of 2026 is also happening at the same venue, and as I said, India is also present there. And India as of now is present there with 10 of its states to secure investment, to present their policy and show what potential India carries. So that is why it's not just World Economic Forum as a platform, as an organization is important for a country like India, but this annual meeting of 2026 becomes of very much importance, because this is where we can display that what potential we hold to the whole world, because this is the place where we are having businesses, policymakers, top leaders coming together, and this is where the demonstration can actually take place. And when we are demonstrating, when we are pitching, we can set our narrative in terms of influence as well, because Davos happens to be the place which attracts all the debates around growth, around technology, around innovation and whatnot. So in this context, this is the right place where we can attract investments also, where we can pitch ourselves as a growing economy also, and this is the place where this narrative will go across the world. So this is the place where it can be a narrative setting point as well. And all in all, this whole combination gives India an immense opportunity to position itself as the future global economic leader. So when we are talking about the growth that we are seeing or the investments that we are having, all of this needs to convert into strategic leverage also, diplomatic leverage also, and that how that can be done, that can be done with narrative building. And this is the place which is going us to offer all the economic advantage that we are looking for, the investments we are looking for, the diplomatic say we are looking for, and also the strategic advantage at this very place. And that is why we also need to look into the fact that why our participation, why our presence, especially at this particular annual meeting, becomes of great importance. we have a lot of potential. What can be done? We have just understood that what are the possibilities that exist at World Economic Forum for India, but now we need to understand that why India needs to be there. India needs to be there because we have all sorts of industry leaders and we have all sorts of policy makers, and this is where we can actually highlight what kind of transformation that India has already done and what kind of potential it holds in coming times. That is why our ministers which are present at the conference, they are also talking about the economic progress and the technology leadership which is present at the center stage at Davos. And amidst this, there has come a statement which is a very important, a key word that has been used here, that India is a sleeping giant. That India is growing slowly, it's going slowly, but the day it takes a rapid movement, there is no stopping for it to become the world's top economy. And this statement comes from our CM of Andhra Pradesh, which highlights that what potential, what kind of narrative building, what kind of pitch is being set for India at that particular forum. When we are talking about this very statement of sleeping giant, we have to understand that why our leaders are referring it to as a sleeping giant. So there are multiple dimensions around it. For example, as of now, it is displaying that what is our current economic status, because as of now, we are already the fourth largest economic globally. Now, when we are the fourth largest economy as of now, this is being portrayed by the term that has been used. But at the same time, the sleeping giant term also highlights the fact that we are very close to changing this status and going to become third largest, and very soon it will be done. It also holds the connotation that we are aiming to be a developed economy by 2047, and by that we will also mark that we are going to be the largest economy. And all of this is based on the fact that we have large market, young population, and the reforms that are taking place. So all of this has been projected, all of this has been made understood by using one simple reference, that the day this giant wakes up, it is going to shake up the world. And this also has a very nationalistic messaging around it, national mission link around it as well, because this clearly aligns with the Viksit Bharat goal that we have established for 2047. That means developed India would be existing by 2047. Now in this context, I would also want to get your views on this. What are your views that you actually think that, what are your views on this, that what is being portrayed here as a sleeping giant, does that really exist, or there are certain challenges which are hidden below the sleeping giants that need to be addressed? So tell me in the comment section, what are your views on this comment of especially sleeping giant? What are the dimensions that you are thinking about that need to be addressed in form of challenges or maybe suggestions? Let me know in the comment section. Now, another dimension related to World Economic Forum and especially this annual meeting that we need to understand, that how exactly Indian states are the one driving the growth story present. Why I am talking about Indian states? Because as of now, in this particular annual meeting, India has gone with a delegation of 10 states. Why they have gone with this delegation? Because as I said, this is the place for private and public cooperation. So they can seek investment, and states have the advantage of pitching themselves directly and gaining investment. Kerala is already positioning itself as a knowledge-driven green economy. I already mentioned that Assam has gone ahead and secured 1 lakh crore promised investment. Other than that, we are also getting to see that multiple states, including UP, including Andhra Pradesh, including Kerala, Assam, they are using their own strengths to bring in investment. Where if we are talking about UP, it is showcasing rapid industrialization and infrastructure expansion. If we are talking about Assam, it is pitching that this is the regional gateway. This will be the point of Act East policy. This is going to be the fastest growing state economy in the coming times. And anybody investing here would get such dividends. If we are talking about Jharkhand, it has also gone ahead and talked about mineral based development and with focus on social inclusion. So you get to see that the growth story of all these states remains different. There is dynamism which is associated with that, but that becomes their unique selling point. They have their own growth centers, and that gives India the advantage that we have multiple growth centers. The regional diversity comes in this context as well, and this is not concentrated in only one sector. We are seeing this diversity in terms of manufacturing, technology, infrastructure and engineering. These are the sectors which are being targeted, especially when we are talking in terms of investment. So it is not just that India has gone, India is standing as a country, it is rather our states as well which are pitching themselves, their own growth story, their own achievements which have taken place over the years in order to secure investment. And this is where, once you have understood states' participation, we can easily move back and add to the dimension that we were tackling initially when we are looking at that why India's participation in this context is important, why India's presence is significant. India's presence becomes all the more significant because India is playing out federal diplomacy now, where states have got their own place to project, and they are going from a position of strength, they are going from a position of commonality where they are projecting economic strength across the India. They are not limiting themselves to the individual states, rather they are portraying a unified economic vision as well. And we cannot forget that this is a bipartisan signal, because leaders which are going as chief ministers, as the secretaries from the states, they come from across the political parties. They are showing economic consensus. That is where we are not only seeing states directly engaging with global investors, but states also pitching for a unified economic vision. At the same time, this is the largest political representation which has gone out of India and which is present at World Economic Forum as of now. And you have to remember, this largest political representation is equally diversified coming across the country, which we have just seen in the given map itself. Now on this note, we will be moving ahead and discussing yet another dimension, that what are the tools that India is using, at this given platform. So there are three main tools that we need to discuss here, because that will also give us an insight into the economic vision. The first one being the sectoral pitch. As I talked about, there are important sectors such as manufacturing, technology, infrastructure and engineering which are being focused on. But apart from that, the unified economic vision is also part of the pitch that India is portraying, that yes, we are the fourth largest economy. We have consistently maintained, after recovery from COVID, GDP growth around 7%, and the trajectory as of now looks that by 2047 we are going to change this number by double. And we are the alternative to the expansionist, self-concentrated China. We are the China plus one alternative. We give you the advantage of a young population. We have the demographic dividend. We have this population which is demanding more. That means they will do the expenditure more. So you can come and sell your products here. You can invest because we are going to grow and give you the returns similarly. Another tool that is being used apart from the pitch is the national single window system, which not only facilitates investment but also allows the connect with the governments, which allows the connect with the private participant, which is being used at our India pavilion that has been set up. Now these are the three major tools, and then you can use this as a case study, that when we are talking about narrative building, that cannot be done only with words. That needs to have efforts, consolidated efforts, that needs to have a solid projection, and India has gone ahead there with this particular projection itself, where we are showing integrated markets being present. We are showing how states have come with a unified economic vision. We have talked about our single window reform. We have projected our digital governance tool, which is the national single window system itself, and we have laid out sectoral priorities as well. So India has gone all out to use this economic opportunity so that this can convert. And when we are talking about India not just being a participant but being a claimant, so by the end of it, this is how India wants to show, yes, that we were present, we had the tools, and we have got the investment as well. Now on this note, let us talk about direct numbers, that what exactly India is gaining from participation. As I said, India has not gone as a participant rather than a claimant, and whatever we have discussed must have given weight to what I have been saying. But when we are talking about what we are gaining in terms of tangibility, the first thing that we are gaining is global visibility, FDI attraction, investment. One example I gave you of Assam. This shows that the reform that we have been doing, they are being acknowledged at the international level, and we are not here to only promote the whole growth story that India has seen, but we are also giving chance to the states to show to bring their cultural stories, growth stories to the international place. And all of this will help us in better employment creation, better technology access, and this is actually going to be nothing but strengthen our economy directly. And this will also clearly answer that why it is important for countries like India to be present and perform at forums such as World Economic Forum that we are seeing at Davos. Now that was all from my side. I'll be leaving you with a question here. Can you tell me in the comment section which are one of the most important global reports which are published by World Economic Forum? Let me know in the comment section. That was all from my side. Thank you so much.